we perceive reality through our senses. So you see and you hear and you smell and you taste and you touch. And all that information gets collected by the brain, goes to the brain, and the brain then takes the information and based on past experiences, based on memory, you know what it is. So if you take a strawberry, if you think of a strawberry or you take a strawberry, the brain will feel and smell and taste this is a strawberry and have an opinion about it. And that connection with the past, with the previous memories that we have about strawberries, is why when I just say strawberry, you might start to produce saliva to break enzymes to break down the strawberry when you eat it, even though there's no strawberry. You're just thinking about it. What happens when all that information is collected in the brain is that the brain as well creates an opinion about it, which means that I can ask you, do you like strawberries? And your brain will immediately say yes or no to the question because you have based an opinion on it. In that, where all the sensory experiences are picked up and your brain creates an opinion about it, in that, an illusion about someone that believes itself to exist is happening. And that is what you perceive as you and I perceive as me. There is no you or me. It's only sensory perception that is collected in the brain and gives us a perception of existing. What is happening is then that someone that believes itself to exist is connecting to the body, going like, my nose smells the strawberry, I smell the strawberry. I do not like strawberries. So because we have the sensory experiences in the physical body, we think that we exist in a physical body that is connected with time. And since cell decay, we die. In that creation, in that someone believing itself to exist creation, it's what I sometimes in my videos call for an ego. And it's just to give it a name. It doesn't exist, but it's just to give it a name. Talking about it gets ridiculous when I keep saying, but it doesn't exist, but it doesn't exist. Because let's just call it ego. We could call it, anything. We call it ego, just for the sake of it. The ego is constantly perceiving the world around itself. It's constantly creating opinions. And that's one of the difficult things with it, because as soon as the brain starts to create an opinion about, is the strawberry okay? Is that mushroom okay? Is that dog dangerous? Then we also start to do it with other stuff, about my opinion about you, my opinion about the government, my opinion about rain, my opinion about lots of things. And when you scroll through Facebook or Insta or Twitter or whatever, you see how much ego is present. Because all the ego is doing all the time is create opinions about things. Normally it's about something not being okay but can be okay, which is an illusion because everything is okay already. You are already. Another thing the ego does all the time is that it puts itself into comparison with another person or another scenario. It tends to have the I am not, I should be. So I am not rich, I should be rich. I'm not spiritual, I should meditate. I'm not whatever, and I should do something. And that's where the seeker happens. Okay. That is happening all the time. Just like you can't stop smelling or stop tasting or stop hearing, you can't stop thinking. The ego will be there all the time because it's part of your senses. What can fall away is the identifying that you do with the ego. If you identify as the someone that believes itself to exist, if you identify as a woman or a man, or rich or poor, or beautiful or ugly, or fat or skinny, or whatever, spiritual or not, if you identify with that, that is where it starts to get super complicated. And we tend to do that because the ego does that even on a unconscious level, on a subconscious level. We identify all the time, even though we don't want to create opinion, we tend to create opinion. However, a part of you is not identifying at all. It has no opinion about something at all. It honestly does not care about it at all. Become aware of all the things you're not aware of and that you haven't identified with and you utterly do not care about. If it's there or not there, it doesn't matter. It doesn't change anything. That is the sensation we talk about when we talk about something falling away. How I see it is not something falling away. It's just I'm not identifying with it anymore. And it's the same with everything. If I'm dying today or not dying today, it's the same thing. I'm fine with both. Just like if I'm having a cup of tea or not having a cup of tea, I'm fine with both. It's the same thing. There's somebody in you that is identifying, and there's somebody in you that is not identifying at the same time.